Welcome to another inspiring episode of the Daily Self-Love Podcast. I'm your host, CS Neha Bajaj, and today I'm going to delve deep into a transformative concept that forms the very foundation of self-love. It's radical self-acceptance. So in this episode, what I'm exactly going to do is I'm going to make you understand the exact concept, the exact meaning of radical self-acceptance. Why is it so very important? How it can be a game changer for your journey towards self-love, and how you can practice self-acceptance, radical self-acceptance in your life. So, without waiting any further, let's dive right in. So, what is radical self-acceptance? Before moving to the entire word radical self-acceptance, let's first understand what the word acceptance means. Acceptance is me fully accepting and embracing every aspect of who I am. If I'm talking about someone else, it means accepting the person like they are, the real human being. All the flaws, all the strengths, every positive, every negative, accepting without judgments, without any criticism. It's about making peace. It's about making peace with the real human being at the present moment. No assumptions, no what ifs. In fact, it's all about what is. When I say radical self-acceptance, we just have to use the word acceptance for our own self. What I mean by that? So that means you need to understand yourself and you need to accept yourself the way you are. Radical self-acceptance means fully accepting and embracing every aspect of who we are, our strengths, our weaknesses, our imperfections, our flaws, our mistakes, every single thing. And then moving up, looking yourself in front of the mirror and saying, I love and accept you exactly as you are. So why is this even important? What's the need of us practicing this self-acceptance, this radical self-acceptance for our self-love journey? When you are practicing self-acceptance for yourself, you are getting better every single day, every single moment, because you are not in fight with who you want to become, who others want you to be. It's about accepting who you are, understanding why you are like that, and be at peace with that human being that exists, that really exists. It's not in the assumptions, it's not in the dreams, it's in reality. So, when you do that, the very first positive aspect that enters your life is you get freedom from self-criticism. You liberate yourself from the relentless cycle of criticizing yourself. Instead of dwelling on the flaws, you accept them as part of your unique existence. Now, when you are doing that, you have to understand that now you are in a position, or I would say you are in a better position to live an authentic life. You no longer need to hide behind the mask or pretend to be someone you are not, like I mentioned earlier. It's not in the dreams, it's not in the assumptions, it's not about how others wish you to be. It's about who you really are at the present moment. That gives you the authority to live with authenticity, to speak your heart out, to be so much self-confident about who you are. And with this comes the third major aspect of why you should practice radical self-acceptance, which is self-confidence. When you accept yourself unconditionally, it boosts your self-confidence. You become limitless. You become unstoppable. Sky is not the limit, because you can think of reaching to that an extent which might not have been ever dreamt of. And it's not about you reaching to that extent, but it's about you working on reaching that extent. It's the work that counts, my dear friends. It's the efforts that counts. It's the intention with which you are doing anything that counts the most. Yeah? And so, like I said, accepting yourself helps you in building that self-confidence. When you genuinely love and embrace who you are, you have a magnetic self-assuredness. You know who you are, you talk who you are, and there is no denying the truth, the reality, the authenticity of the person that speaks of who I am. I, C.S. Neha Bajaj, I know who I am. At every single step of the way today, I walk the talk. I don't pretend. If I'm happy doing something, I'll do that without anyone pushing me to do that particular thing. But if I'm not happy doing something, I'll not be doing that, because that's who I am. I accept that. I accept the flaws. I accept the mistakes. I accept every single thing about who I am. That gives me the self-confidence. That gives me the authenticity that I always talk about with you all. Be it on social media platforms, be it in person, you will find the same Neha every single time. No bluffs, no mask, nothing. Just authenticity. Just self-confidence. So with this, let's move on to the fourth aspect of why you should practice self-acceptance. And that is to build emotional resilience. If you are doing self-acceptance as a practice, if you really accept yourself, you become better equipped to navigate life's challenges. You don't have any self-doubt. You don't have any self-hatred. You don't criticize yourself anymore. And when you don't do that, when all the negatives are gone, you have better hold of the situations. Even if the challenges are there, it's not about not having any challenge in life. It's about facing those challenges with a different perspective, with different intention, with focused attention towards what's really meant to be, rather than what people and society wants or wish for you to be. So you build emotional resilience, and once that's done, you accepting yourself, you setting healthy boundaries. The next very step is you are walking the talk. When I say I walk the talk, I know I have to set healthy boundaries for myself, and I do that every single time. I set healthy boundaries with people in my life, and that helps me to navigate through the relationships easily. How easily? It's not about the other person who is going to understand you. No one else will understand you the way you understand yourself. No one in the world. But if you know who you are, and if you are authentic, if you accept yourself, and if you walk the talk, then you will be the same person with everyone, and then the onus is on them to either be in your company or leave. You have to choose your company very wisely, because that's going to decide who you are going to become in future. If you want your future to be improved, improve your present company, the people you are surrounding yourself with. And if you are literally very choosy, not only the negativity will move aside, those who don't align with who you are, they will automatically move aside. And most importantly, when you become a magnet, you will attract those who support you in your dreams, those who support you in your journey, those who support you for who you are without thinking how they are going to get benefited from them. Alright? So, here comes the start of having healthy relationships as well. Now the question comes, how to practice radical self-acceptance? Well, it's very, very simple. It's a step-by-step process, which I'll tell you right now. Just note it down very quickly. And you don't have to just note it down. If you ever wish to practice that with me every single day, let me know. Because I run a 30-day challenge every month for people who are ready to accept themselves. If you are listening to this podcast, if you wish to join that list, if you really want to practice that with me under my expert guidance, if you wish to do that, let me know and I am here to help. So, the very first is to introspect, to self-reflect. How can you accept yourself when you don't even know who you are? There are so many shades of you. There are so many versions of you. They are the masks that you are wearing right now. You have to take them off. One step at a time. One mask off. Second mask off. Third off. Fourth off. Just get to the deepest of the layer where you know it's the real one. There is no mask in front of you anymore. Introspect. Self-reflect. Become aware. Because to anything, to any change, the very first step is for you to become aware about who you are. So, number one, self-reflect. Second step, to talk positively. See how your self-talk is. Are you always saying, I'm not good at that, I'm not enough, I'm not this, I'm not that? Is it the way you talk to yourself? And is it the way you talk to others about yourself? If that is the case, now is the time for you, after you have done the introspection and after you know who you really are, you have to change those self-talks. Replace self-criticism with positive self-talk. Treat yourself with the same kindness and compassion you would offer to your friends, family, relatives, any unknown human being. Consider yourself a human being and consider yourself when you are talking to your own self. Does not matter if someone is listening to you or not. Your mind, your brain is listening to you. And it's going to give you back what you are giving to the brain. It's the self-talk that reflects the inner reality of yours becomes the outer reality as well. Right? So, practice positive self-talk. Have self-compassion. What do I mean by that? The other day, I was not feeling good. I was feeling low. I was not in a mood to do the work. I know what I need to do. But then still, it was one of those days I just don't feel like doing anything. In moments like that, you have to be kind to yourself. You don't have to push every time. You know, when you are talking about who you are, when you know who you are, you have to be very, very kind. Remember the time when a friend of yours gets hurt, you will offer every kind of help. And you will wish a speedy recovery. Now, in this case, it's your heart, it's your mind, it's your body, it's your soul that's hurting. Give that same kind of compassion to each of these parts of yours. Because, like I said, you are also a human being. Consider that at the forefront. Practice self-compassion. Once you know who you are, once you know where you criticize yourself and how to overcome those criticism and how to talk positively, how to have positive self-talk, now is the time for you to, when you are accepting, you have to be very compassionate. You cannot say, I am like this, that's okay, but society does not think it's good for me. My dear friend, it's you who has to think what's good for you or not. It's you who have to decide what you want to do or not. It's you. Remember this always. No one else is going to take the responsibility of your life. No one is going to take the responsibility of your happiness. No one is going to take the responsibility of who you ever want to become and if you have done that or not, or if you have achieved that or not. And so, my version is, if you have the responsibility for that, take decisions, act upon them, and don't even think of not doing what you really wish to do. Why? Because if you are doing something like that, let's say if you wish to do something and you did not do it, there are high chances of you getting into regret at a later stage in life. And in my opinion, do every single thing you can do. Make mistakes. You have fear? You are fearful about taking action? Fine. Have those fears and still take the action. Because the regrets of your life at a later stage, that's something which should not be acceptable. You can make mistakes, that's acceptable. But you having regret on the deathbed, that's not acceptable. Remember that. So every action you are taking right now and you are thinking if I should do this or not, that's the question which you need to ask. If I'm not doing this, am I going to have regret when I'm on my deathbed? And if you are going to have a regret, better you take action. No matter how fearful you are, no matter from where you are operating right now, you don't even know what to do. Still, start. Just start. Universe will give you the way. It will never happen to you that you know the destination and only then you will start walking. You will walk and walk and walk and walk. And finally, at some point of time, you will reach the destination you were always destined to reach. So start. Say yes. Even if it's with fear, take your fear. Be very bold, but start. Okay? And when you are doing all these things, the most important thing is for you to practice affirmations daily. Practice. For that matter, first of all, create daily affirmations that will reinforce your self-love and self-acceptance, and then repeat them regularly to rewire your brain, to rewire the way you think about yourself. Okay? And with the affirmations, like I said earlier, start surrounding yourself with the positive people. That means start having healthy boundaries. Let the negative people be gone and let the positivity be around you all the time. Because that works like magic. That really works like magic. So, with this, I'm wrapping up for today's episode and I want to leave you with this thought. Radical self-acceptance isn't about becoming perfect. It is about embracing your beautifully imperfect self. It's about acknowledging that you are enough just as you are. And so I encourage you to begin your journey towards radical self-acceptance today. Start with small steps and remember, it's a lifelong practice. The more you embrace and love yourself, the more you will radiate that love to the world around you. So, thank you so very much for tuning in to today's episode. I hope this episode has inspired you to embark you on your journey of radical self-acceptance. Stay tuned for more empowering discussions on self-love, confidence and clarity. And if you wish to to join me on the self-acceptance 30-day challenge, which I mentioned earlier, I'm just a DM away. Reach out to me and I'm here to help you to reach that level of potential of yours where you become unstoppable, you become limitless. Okay? So I am here with you. I am here to help you in your journey. The question is, are you ready? Are you ready to take this journey, to take this leap of faith? And are you ready to start living the authentic life, the self-loved life, the self-accepted life that you were destined to live all your life? Ask this question for yourself. Remember what I have said right now. And again, DM me. Thank you so very much. Until next time, stay blessed, stay happy, and stay self-loved. Bye-bye.